happened was a very powerful stand-up. You know, it brought a lot of emotions. It had a lot of people laughing, a lot of people crying. I'm so glad to see Jamie Foxx doing much better. And he's actually giving his testimony, you know, to the world. You know, thanking everyone, his friends, his family for being there during the medical crisis. And getting to it, y'all. I'm your girl, Jackie G. And please do subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification button, y'all. And drop your comments. Let me know if you checked it out. But yeah, due to copyright reasons, I cannot play the video, unfortunately. But yeah, at the beginning, his beautiful daughter came out, Corinne. He introduced her dad, you know, saying it's a blessing to have her dad. And, you know, she basically just introduced him to come out. So Jamie came out, you know, he, you know, celebrating being alive, basically, you know, letting everybody, hey, I made it. You know, I made it. God blessed me to see another time to be with my family, my kids, my friends, my family. So he came out dancing, grooving. You know, the crowd was really into it. You know, of course, you know, he was emotional. And then he gave thanks to Piedmont Hospitals right here in Georgia. You know, he really gave thanks to Piedmont for saving his life. You know, and by his sister being there. Because he said his sister and his oldest daughter, Corinne, really came through. And that's what family is supposed to do. Family is supposed to be there and be a good support team, you know, good synergy, and try to encourage you to stay strong, you know. And basically, he said the internet tried to kill him. You know, people on there talking all of them craziness, lies, saying they don't believe he's gonna make it. You know, he said they basically try to kill him. You know, people talking about he paralyzed. And, you know, we all know the social media these days will throw you underneath the bus. You know, these people are already putting lies out there. You know, sometimes you get on the website, you see on the internet, you hear things about certain celebrities passing away. And I said, that's sad how people want to, you know, try to get watch time, you know, trying to get paid. And that is crazy how you would want to put somebody, try to put death on somebody. He did say Cat Williams also said, he said he got so much money. He is suffering from a mystery illness. And, you know, I cracked up because he did, you know, he's real good impersonating people and sounding just like him. He sounds just like Cat Williams. But anyway, to keep the story moving, April 11th, when all of it came down, you know, when the sadness came down. So April 11th, he had a bad headache. And he told one of his buddies, you know, to get him an aspirin. And he said before he knew, he blacked out. And he doesn't recall those 20 days at all. He don't remember any of those times, you know, after he blacked out. And he said he went to a doctor, and the doctor gave him a cortisone shot and sent him on. And his sister like, no, you know, it's something really going on with my brother. Because I know, you know, you know your family. You know, you can visually see if something wrong, you know. You don't have to have them say anything. And he said he was real lethargic. And so she drove around Atlanta. He said she didn't really know Atlanta well. And she went to Piedmont. And Piedmont Hospitals right in Georgia. It's a pretty good hospital. You know, I visited there before. Pretty good, elite. And she said she knew angels were there and there. The spirit led her to go to Piedmont. So they went there. He said his doctor, you know, was a cool white guy, had on a Lakers jersey, you know, and basically his sister was like telling him, hey, my brother needs help. And the doctor said we most definitely would need to go into his head to keep him alive. And, she said, you won't find anything if you go in his head because he got a big head. And, she wanted to crack a joke, just to prevent from crying. Sometimes you do have to laugh in order to not cry. And he said we most definitely need to go in there because they needed to go ahead and rectify the issue. And she said, well, you won't find anything in his head because I already prayed to God. And she's a real big believer, when things get tough, you do have to have faith in God. And the doctor gave her some bad news and said he had a brain bleed, which led to a stroke. So after that, his sister prayed. She was a praying warrior outside of the waiting room, the operation room. And then shortly after that, after the operation, the doctor said, say your prayers were answered. He may be able to make a full recovery, but it will be tough. So, and after that, he was just saying, thanking God, thanking his family, thanking his daughter, his sister, saying that she normally played the backfield, showing a very strong support, being a backbone to the family. He's trying to make sure that, everybody stay optimistic about it, even though it's a very, very sad situation. So, he was just basically saying, sister, talk to God and say, you won't find anything. And, I just love to see when family shows support, and try to become a synergy, especially when you have storms that come, when you don't really know what's going to happen. You just have to really rely on God. And, that's what I love about the stand-up, about him really giving his testimony, letting everybody know, hey, I've been through it, but I'm alive. So he kept thinking Atlanta, and the crowd was really into it. They became very emotional. He broke down, started crying. And then he said that he's seen a tunnel. He's seen a tunnel, no lights at all. It wasn't a light in a tunnel. And he cracked a joke about Puff Daddy. He said the tunnel was real warm. And he's like, wow, where I'm going, wherever I'm going is real hot because he felt real warm. And he said at the end of the tunnel, that's when he said that he seen Puff Daddy, the devil. He said he seen Puff Daddy at the end of the tunnel, claiming a bottle of Johnson, the baby oil. So I thought that was funny when he said that. Yeah, but anyway, so he, like I say, he referenced a lot of it. He talks a lot about Puffy throughout the stand-up. But anyway, moving forward, he had to go through rehab therapy, and he became wondering why did this happen to me? Why do I have to go through this? He feel like, during that time, that trial, when he had to, try to bounce back, he just felt like, why? I'm Jamie Foxx. Why should this happen to me? What did I do? And that's when he realized that God was giving him a message. It showed a scene where he was talking to God, and he's like, hey, you know me, G. I thought that part was hilarious. Like I said, he bring a lot of comedy into it. And he believed God gave him that stroke, to wake him up. He feel like he forgot all about God. Yeah, but it was real deep. It's a real good to stand up. Very sad. And then after that, he said he wanted to get the hell out of there. He didn't want to be there, and he didn't care who came in the room to try to help him. He just didn't want to be there. And and they say, hey, we got somebody who's going to come in here. Her name is Holly. He's like, he don't care about who, Holly, who, whatever, he just didn't want to be there. So when Holly came into the room, she was all about business. Hey, I'm Holly, mother of Holly. I'm here to do what I need to do. And she really got Jamie. She really got Jamie where he need to be mentally. Just woke him up, so he can go ahead and do what he need to do to get out of there. She asked him, hey, what are you trying to do? Do you want to try to get out of here? She was telling him, hey, look around. You see other people and they're not getting out, and that really opened up his mind. He see that, hey, I'm blessed. I'm able to make a recovery, and these people here, they're not able to make a full recovery and get out of here. So he would just be basically, looking at certain patients, and what they're dealing with. And he said he wanted to send prayers to them. He started crying. He was already going through depression. And the Holly basically just giving him techniques of what he need to do. Move your head up, down, right, left, so he can start getting stronger and being able to walk and be able to talk. And she basically say, hey, what you want to do, because he sometimes kept throwing jokes, like he wasn't really trying to get better, so she had to let him know, hey, what you trying to do? Are you trying to get out of here? What your purpose? And he started to listen to her the other day she came in there. He said he was wide awake, he was ready to go. But yeah, Holly really made her presence. When she's to come in the room, she say, hey, I'm Holly, get up. And Jamie like, who is this? So they say she's a good worker. She's good at what she does. So after that, after he left there, he basically was just talking about, still being in denial of why did that happen to him. He keeps saying, hey, that's something that no one wants. You don't really think about tragedy. You always think about the best. And, everyone live their life, thinking the best. You don't want to think anything negative, anything tragic to you, So, he basically just saying he had great support system around him. And the part that I love so much, when his daughter came out, Annalise, that's a highlight of stand-up. When she came out and played the guitar. And before I get to that, he said his vitals were real low and they thought they were going to lose him. And he said his daughter, she sneaked into the hospital with her guitar and started playing her guitar. And he said that his vitals became better. And the nurses, they were flabbergasted, they didn't know what was going on, but they saw that his daughter was in there playing the guitar. And I love that part. I really do. It brought tears to my eyes. And he also said she brought that guitar everywhere she went. When they went to Disneyland and to football games, she had that guitar. And she's real talented too. I love it. I love that performance. So he brought her out. And she came out and played the guitar. And basically he was just saying, he believed that she saved his life by coming in there and playing the guitar. And they had their, their moment on the stage. And he asked her, hey, you want to do it? And she was like, yes. It's something she always wanted to do, is have a performance on the stage with her dad. He has some beautiful kids. He really do. But yeah, during that moment, it was very sad. And I do want to read to you all what he was singing. It was really touching. Really touching. It was a really touching moment. So let me get to that part. When Annalise, when she started playing the guitar, he started to sing. And Jamie, everybody knows Jamie has a beautiful voice. He said, this is not a church song, but its closest thing to it. A conversation with God and how he got me through it. I remember when my blood turned cold and my heart almost stopped. My vision was blurred. My veins was blocked. They rushed me to the doctor. But the doctor couldn't find a plan, so my daughter started to cry. But my sister threw up her hands and said, please, Jesus, not right now. Please, Lord, because I don't know how to live without him. I don't have enough tears to cry, and I don't have any wings to fly. To beg you myself, please don't take him now. Give me a few moments. And that's when Jamie, was singing, give me a few moments. I need a few moments. And he was saying, my older daughter's getting married. Please let me walk her down the aisle. And he said he was able to walk her down the aisle. And everybody clapped, they applause. And I thought that was beautiful. That was a very beautiful highlight moment. And, I liked it, the way he was telling Annalise, show them your skills, show them your talents, and like he became so emotional when he saw her playing that guitar, So that was beautiful, a beautiful moment. And then after that, he got into talking about people talking about that he was saying he cloned. He's not the real Jamie. And Jamie said he would be on a boat waving, and they would still say, no, that's not Jamie, that's a clone. That's a fake Jamie. So, and he got to it, showing people, hey, I'm too original to be cloned, I bring a lot of originality, He got into the Django, when he played in the Django and Rio, and when he played Willie Beeman and Muhammad Ali character. So, it was pretty cool, pretty cool. I know I probably skipped some areas, I didn't go exactly in order. But he did say when he come across his friends, when he said like when he see T.I. and Holly Berry, I'm going to get to that. He said when he see T.I., he was so emotional, he always cry. And he say T.I. like, hey man, hey, what's up, man? I always give him a motivation. And, he said he been knowing certain ones for a while. And when Holly Berry hugged him, he said he was trying to avoid his pickle, getting too excited. He said she smelled so good. And she kissed him, hugged him, and kissed him on his neck. And he was like, oh, she's so sassy, He said he wanted to be respectful. He didn't want to be, like he was feeling it too much. But yeah, it was a pretty good stand-up. I know a lot of people didn't like it. They say it's too sad. But I feel like he's giving his testimony. And that's what God wants us to do. He survived. He's living now. He went through a very tragic storm. And he survived. And he kept saying, thank you, everybody. Thank you. He just felt, so, so vibrant to be able to be alive. Because a lot of people don't make it. And I do want to say rest in power to my mother-in-law. She passed away last week from a stroke. So, you know, this was really gravitating to me to watch it and see that he made it. You know, it's a blessing. You know, we can't take life for granted. But on a better note, I just feel like it was a real good stand-up, you know. And I know I skipped around a little bit, but he did say that the nurse was very nice. You know, she really took care of business. And he had some comedy parts when he said, you know, he didn't want her looking at his pickle. And he was trying to cover it up. And she told him, hey, you know, I've been bathing you for like a month and a half. And, you know, he felt some type of way like, dang, she was, you know, wiping me, taking care of me. And he said basically, you know, he didn't have no control over bathing. And they had to also wipe him, you know, when he had to go to the restroom. So, you know, he just said he thank God that he's where he is now. So I pray, send prayers to Jamie. Hope he will continue to do well. And I'm your girl, Jackie G, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, y'all. God bless y'all. I'm out.